1, 2, 3.
Welcome to the Mental Reps podcast, featuring your host, Brian Wright.
Aladdin, 30 years later, I still point to you and Robin as the inspiration for me. Even if that was the only thing you did in your career, I'd be a fan forever.
Our guest this episode is comedian and actor Gilbert Gottfried.
What always gets me is when people who were at the making of Aladdin, they would say, oh, all those times when Gilbert and Robin got in a sound booth together, that was insanity. And me and Robin never worked together once during the making of Aladdin.
This week's episode is sponsored by the Field Irish Pub Eatery, a little piece of island in South Florida.
He would always pop into the comedy clubs, and a number of times he would just call me from on stage to come up with him, and we'd like play off each other. And so that was a lot of fun to do. It was both exhilarating and exhausting at the same time.
Now fade out that fresh as beat and let's get this bitch on the road.
Welcome to Mental Reps Podcast. Brian Wright here. What's up, everybody? I hope you are happy and healthy. Thank you so much for listening. Watching on the YouTubes, I really appreciate you. Honestly, it means a lot. And I know you don't want to hear me talk a whole lot here up top. You want to get to the goods, I get it. But we have a new Patreon page for Mental Reps Podcast up, and I wanted to tell you about it really quick. I have tiers starting as low as $3. It all adds up and goes a long way. We're trying to do something special down here in South Florida. Your support means the world. Amazing people like Frank Rogers, Lily Skipper, and Kyle Wright support the show, and I could add you to the list for as low as 10 cents a day. You'll be helping a 36-year-old white man achieve his dreams. So go to mentalreps.net. Go see all the upcoming events there. You can go to the contact page, sign up for free tickets to my comedy shows, including the one with my next guest as headliner, Shamrock Comedy Club at the Field, Irish Pub and Eatery in Fort Lauderdale. You know, that's my spot this Tuesday, January 25th. Ticket link in the description, or you can go to eventbrite.com and search Shamrock Comedy Club or Gilbert Gottfried, and we should be the first thing that pops up. I'm telling you, this is the best kept secret in South Florida, especially comedy-wise. If you're in really good food, go get them tickets right now. They're starting at $20. Or sign up for our weekly drawings at mentalreps.net and win your way in. My guest today, honestly, he needs no introduction. I'm not going to waste my time. This guy is a living legend. He's been a comedian since the late 60s. He's been in countless TV shows, movies, and I cannot believe I talked this guy into coming on my comedy show. Go win your way in. I really hope that you guys come out and check this out. I mean, it's pretty much sold out. I believe as of right now, as I'm recording this, we have a couple dozen tickets left. So go get them bad boys. And they're going to be at the home of my official sponsor. Oh, you thought I forgot. Yes, no hecklers allowed. I'll get fire crotch from behind the bar to throw you out. The official sponsor of the Mental Reps Podcast in South Florida's authentic Irish pub and eatery, The Field. I do all my events here. It's the best damn Irish pub in South Florida. Multiple bars, Guinness on tap. I talk all the time about how good the Guinness is. I'm a fan of their Banyan Red as well. They got a ton of other stuff on tap. The best Irish American cuisine I've ever had. I'm telling you, they've got all the classics like shepherd's pie and bangers and mash, all that good stuff, corned beef and cabbage, Irish potato soup, but they also have incredible steaks, chops, fresh seafood, vegan options as well. So no excuses for your emaciated fedora-wearing friends. I like to mix it up and try something different every time because it's all great. They got live music Wednesday through Sunday, lots of Irish music. I have taken over their Tuesday nights. I'm either putting on comedy shows, themed trivias, live podcasts. So come say hi, meet the neighbors. But if you're staying in but still want that authentic Irish experience, fear not, love. Go to thefieldfl.com, enter code word reps20 for 20% off your entire online order. Again, thefieldfl.com, code word reps20. Okay. Are we ready to talk to Iago? I had to take it in for a minute or two talking to this man. It was an honor to have him on the show. Please enjoy my chat with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Gilbert Gottfried. Welcome to Mental Reps Podcast. My guest, he needs no introduction. He's a living legend, Gilbert Gottfried. It's an honor to have you on. Thanks for coming on, sir.
Thank you. I'll take the introduction anyway. That'll kill time, and I won't have to strain myself so much.
Yeah, we're going to make it nice and easy.
I'll sit by you. Just introduce me for 2 hours, and I'll at the end go, thank you, and then you'll say, and that was our guest.
Yeah, I could put you in the picture and the headline, and as long as we got you in there, we'll get the clicks. That's all.
That's it. It makes my life so much easier.
Oh, dude, I'm so happy to chat with you today. And before we get into it, I just have to set the table and butter your bread for a second. I hope you don't mind. Your career is so impressive, obviously, so much to point to, but Aladdin was arguably the biggest influence on the right side of my brain as a child. It just set my creativity on fire, cemented my love for voice acting. And I just thought it was so fucking cool. You're watching a cartoon and it's being voiced by people just like me, and they're making a living doing it. And my little brain just couldn't fucking comprehend how awesome that was. And now, 30 years later, Gilbert, it's 1992 that came out. 30 years later, I still point to you and Robin as the inspiration for me to get into voice acting. Even if that was the only thing you did in your career, I'd be a fan forever because it just meant so damn much to me. So I have to thank you. I know I'm not the only one, but I had to start off with that.
Oh, thank you.
I had to get the fanboy shit out of the way.
Yeah, what always gets me is when people talk about who were at the making of Aladdin, and they would say, "Oh, all those times when Gilbert and Robin got in a sound booth together, that was insanity." And me and Robin never worked together once during the making of Aladdin.
That's so crazy. Yeah. Separate audio sessions, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But you guys work together outside, like on the road and whatnot, right?
He would always pop into the comedy clubs, and a number of times he would just call me from on stage to come up with him, and we'd like play off each other. And so that was a lot of fun to do. It was both exhilarating and exhausting at the same time.
Yeah, he had an energy for sure. He had that energy for sure. But I gotta say right off the bat as well, we have that show coming up on Tuesday, January 25th at the Field, Irish Pub and Eatery in Fort Lauderdale. I put the link in the description, or you can just go to eventbrite.com and search Shamrock Comedy Club or Gilbert Gottfried, and we should be the first thing that pops up. But I can't wait for you to see the venue, man. Like I was telling your wife, the food there is so good. So I hope you and your lovely wife can make it a little early just to make some room for some food. But perfect little room for comedy, man. Low ceilings, dark lighting. Everyone comes out to listen and laugh. And I had a couple comedians tell me it's kind of like The Cellar in New York, but with way better food. It's a great spot.
It's funny being in comedy. That is like the first thing that comics talk about. It's like, well, the food was good there.
Yeah.
It's usually
chicken fingers weren't that bad.
Yeah. Usually it's chicken fingers, nachos, and stuff that looked good in the menu,
but really wasn't.
Somehow never quite came together.
Yeah, no, this place has got great food, man. You're gonna love it.
And so now I can talk to the comic who goes in next and go, well, the food's really good there.
Yeah, no. Hey, man, that's one of the things I've loved about this is having bigger name comedians, or all the comedians like Jimmy Schubert. He loves it. He's performed there before, and having people like him or yourself tell other comedians about what we're doing down here, and we're trying to do it the right way. It means a lot to me because I really think that we've got like this hidden gem down here in South Florida for comics and comedians. Everybody who comes in this room just loves it. So I think that you're going to dig it a lot. The lineup too, man, that we have for your show: Lisa Correo featuring, Carl Remy is going to be co-featuring, Natalie Perlin is hosting, and these are all headliners in their own right, but they just love you so damn much. They wanted to be on the lineup in whatever capacity. And this young comedian from New York, Danny Braff, flying down from New York just to do 5 minutes on your show. I mean, you got to admire the drive. He's a grinder. So I told him, if you want to fly down here, I'll put you up for a few minutes up top. And he's like, I'll do it. I'll be there.
Wow.
Pretty cool, right?
That's too much to live up to. Yeah. Now I feel like I'll have to be funny.
Well, you'll see it's a great, obviously, you know, when you get in the room and you get in the vibe, you can tell from the room you're going to get into your thing, but like it's a great room to try stuff out at too. And they, like I said, they just love to come and laugh. How are you liking South Florida since you've been down here? I know people either love it or hate it, but they all end up moving here one way or another.
Yeah. Well,
what are your thoughts?
I'm officially an old Jew. That's it. There's no way around it. Yeah. It's all these years of trying to be a strapping young Irishman have failed, and I'm officially an old Jew.
Well, then it's a natural progression. I mean, that's all pretty much what we have down here. I mean, especially since the virus and COVID and all this stuff. I mean, it's pretty much either Texas or Florida. People are flooding down here, man.
Yeah, it's like everybody here is from somewhere else.
I
don't think anyone was ever born in Florida.
I'm one of the few ones, man, that we're like 25% like tops natives down here. I used to do news down here, and people talk about, oh, why don't people love like the Dolphins as much as they love, you know, the Giants or whatever? It's like, well, 75% of the people who live down here aren't from here. They don't give a shit. Yeah. They're rooting for the other teams, you know? Who are some of your favorite comedians down here in South Florida that you've been able to meet and work with?
Oh, I don't know.
Marcelo's got to be one. And
who?
Lisa?
What?
Marcelo
Which?
Hernandez.
Yes.
He's a good, funny, young, good dude, right? Lisa Correo, Carl Remy.
See, with me, it's like I'm the worst audience for comedians, because when you've been doing comedy for a while, you sit there and go, that was clever. And that's it.
Yeah. That was one of the funniest things I've heard in a while. Is it no laugh though? No laugh.
Yeah. That was I could see that working. Yeah.
But no, I know that just you being down here, man, it means a ton to the local scene down here, having you be able to perform and for people to be able to work with you. I mean, that's huge. I mean, you've been in since like the late 60s, you've been doing this. So I know that there had to be people who do that for you. So for you to be able to turn around and be able to do that for others, that's got to feel good, right?
Yes. It's got to feel good, but it never does. That's the way my life always is. Like, I should really be having fun now. I used to be invited out to all those MTV spring breaks.
Oh, Pauly Shore and all them.
Yeah, all of that. And I would sit there and go, yeah, I could see how other people would have fun.
What is that? What is that? Is that the Jews? The Jewish?
Yeah, oh, it's beyond Jewish already. It's just God knows. Like one time I was booked as the MC of like this Miss Naked World competition with all these different naked dancers on stage, and I remember I was there going, Now, this isn't fun to me. How am I not having fun here? How am I seeing the bad side to this?
Yeah,
but like, that's it.
This just isn't doing it for me. I mean, if that doesn't, what will?
Yeah. And I just sit there and go, I know any other guy would be there going, thinking they died and went to heaven. Me, it's like, all right.
I wish I could get home. Like the couch is sounding pretty good right now. No, I get it, man. Everybody's different, and that's kind of part of your charm. You know what I mean? And you do have this. I wanted to ask you, like, you have this extremely unique delivery and way of talking, but it's very much you. It's not forced. And
yes,
I wanted to ask you about, because not to name names, but like, as an example, like Bobcat went really hard in the paint with this character, then had to kind of dig his way out of it because it stopped serving him well. And I have a lot of listeners out there who are young comics. And could you tell us a little bit about the process of finding your voice as a young comedian? Like I said, I know you started young and they're coming up in a different environment, but with all the knowledge you have, like what are on Gilbert's list of do's and don'ts?
It's a weird thing. Like, well, number one, like, my delivery and everything like that. It just all seems like, I did it and kept doing it over and over and over again. Then all of a sudden, you have a delivery and you have some kind of a point of view, and it's like, to me, it's like asking someone walking down the street, like, hey, you know that way you move your arms when you walk? Where did that come from? And you have that when you sneezed, you turned your head a certain way, and it's like you don't know. It's just come about. So, I don't. I mean, the second I thought I had show business figured out, it all changed.
Oh yeah.
It's like now I don't have any idea how this business works.
What the fuck is TikTok?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's funny. It's like they used to be adults and they would tell you, you'll do this and this and you have to do. And now it's like, you have to ask an 8-year-old because they're the only ones who know.
It's so true, dude. It's so true. I come from radio, and I wish that it was like it was back in the day in the 60s. You could smoke cigarettes and spin records and get BJs in the studio. And it's just completely different nowadays. I was on the radio and people were like, "Oh, so how do you pick and choose your songs?" I'm like, that is not at all how my job works anymore. It's all about, obviously your talent on the air, but it's social media, and it's a visual medium now because of social media, and you have to have followers and you need this and that in order to be. So it is a completely different ball game nowadays. But what I admire most about you throughout the whole thing is, in the best way possible, you give zero fucks. Like, I truly, truly love that about you. The political correctness out the window. Like, just think, like, your historical roast of Hitler. Like, holy shit, dude. Tell me why you love that style of comedy so much, besides the obvious. I mean, it's the only way to go, right?
Yeah, it was the celebrity roast of Anne Frank. And I was a special guest Hitler. And I remember, Jeff Ross talks about this, and it's absolutely true what he said. Well, he said when he thought that Hitler has to be in, he says, we got to get Gilbert as Hitler. And this is absolutely true what he says. He goes, that I agreed to do it before he even got to Lur. I mean, it's just...
Oh, I love it, man. It's important. I mean, that's so important. You comedians, you're the last bastions of truth on this planet. God knows we can't fucking trust our politicians or our most of our news anchors, since journalists pretty much are a thing of the past. There's very few good journalists out there anymore. I mean, it's all social, political commentary and politics, and all these people creating divisiveness that isn't there.
That's another thing that's changed over the years. I remember years ago, there were like commentators, columnists, writers, and experts in their field. Mm-hmm. And you knew if you listened to this guy, he knew what he was talking about. Now that's everybody. Everybody's got a platform.
Yeah. No more Walter Cronkite, man. It's a fucking shit show out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's just funny with, like, like you're saying, comedy versus the early days and the current state, and now with the cancel culture and what people are going through. Like, I'm curious what you think about what Chappelle is going through right now. Do you ever reach out to any of these guys? And since you've dealt with like similar situations in the past, the power of the backlash and all the fuckery. Like, do you ever reach out to those guys and check in just to see how they're doing, or what?
No, because most of them won't take my call.
I doubt that.
So I don't have to. I've given up trying to reach out. But also, I found too that when another comic gets in a lot of trouble, I feel kind of good, like, oh, they're beating him up and they'll leave me alone. That's fine. You know?
No, I get that. I get that completely. One of the things I want to, because I know we have a limited amount of time, I want to respect your time. I loved you on the TV show Wings. You played Lewis. My family and I used to watch that show together. You were so damn good in that show. The chemistry with your father. Tell us a little bit more about that in the acting. I wanted to point that out because I imagine you don't hear that a ton, but that's one of the things that I think about when I think of you as Wings.
Yeah, I did Wings, I think about 3 times. It was a fun show to do. And that was Bill Hickey. Was the actor who played my my grandfather.
The guy who talks like that.
Yes, he used to talk like that.
Legend.
And one line I remember in it was, my name was Lewis. I was his nephew. And he goes, Lewis is a nice young man, but he's got that annoying voice
coming from him. I love it, dude. I love it. I mean, it's got to be fun to be able to, I mean, I know I was talking with Jimmy earlier, Jimmy Schubert. He was talking about, how it's fun to get on the set and work with different people. And there's the good and bad things about Hollywood. What do you love about Hollywood and what do you hate about Hollywood?
Oh, I love about Hollywood when they hire me. And when they don't hire me, I don't love them.
Copy that.
And see, that was another thing. Like when all the sitcoms were on, I did like Wings a few times, Night Court, and
Beverly Hills Cop 2, the movies. I mean, yeah.
Yes. And I felt like I was comfortable then, more so than like when it became reality TV. I've done a bunch of reality shows, and it's like, I don't want to be me as me. I want to be like, Joe the plumber. You're in this.
Yeah.
You could talk the way you always talk, but now you're Joe the plumber.
Yeah. Like what do you have like as far as advice for young comedians in particular who are trying to grow in comedy, but also maybe venture out into acting? I know, again, it's different ball game nowadays. Do you have any pointers for them? Wow.
Basically no more intelligent than keep doing it.
Yes.
Right. And I remember like when you're starting out, you're still not sure, like, how do I get from A to B? How does that take place? And so everybody starts printing up pictures and resumes. And do they still have pictures and resumes now?
I mean, yeah, they got headshots and, the whole deal, but it's all digital now, sent through email and shit,
So you just need one picture taken and you send it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like going to these places and paying for 100 photos.
Or copying videos on VHS and having it. I can only imagine what you had to do back in the day.
Yes. And none of that ever worked for me. I never got one job off an 8x10 or anything like that.
Yeah. I get it. I mean, it's an interesting world that they have to navigate now. Again, totally different. It's TikTok and fucking Instagram, and you'd wish that you could just survive off the merits of your talent and hard work, but it's like fucking just so complicated nowadays. You have to have all these different plates spinning at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know how. Yeah, I completely don't know how any of the. And what scares me too is like, now comedians will go on after being a comedian for like 2 days, they'll go on the internet. And I'm thinking, thank God, none of my early stuff was preserved for the internet.
For real, Jesus. Oh, dude, I know. I think about that even with my nephews who aren't, in comedy or anything. The shit that I would have posted or done when I was their age, and you have to look back. I mean, I can only imagine what these kids are dealing with like the cyberbullying and shit in school. It's like, a completely different world. The shit that I did when I was my nephew's age, my God, dude, talk about cancel culture. Like everybody wants to talk about you're all good or you're all bad. We are a mixed bag of good and bad. We all have like, you know, our issues, especially growing up. You're trying to figure shit out. Your brain isn't fully developed till you're 25 and they're just out there like posting and like, this is me. I hope that works out for you. You don't look back on that and regret some of that, you know?
Yeah. Because I mean, I'll think back on stuff I did years ago and I'll think that wasn't remotely funny.
Yeah, man. It's a different world. Well, one of the things that you're doing now, which I like, and kind of stepping into the 21st century of media, is you got your own podcast, Gilbert Gottfried's amazing, colossal podcast. You got millions of listeners a month. Tell people a little bit about that. And I've listened to him. I love the one you did with Jeff Ross recently. And you have a really unique like group of guests that you have on. Tell everybody a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, some of the guests we've been able to get on are ones that I'm thinking, wow, did they actually say yes to this?
That's how I feel right now.
Yeah. It's like we had Dick Van Dyke.
Holy shit.
Yeah, exactly. And Carl Reiner.
Oh,
and
man.
And Bruce Dern.
Yeah, I saw that one.
And because I'm a monster kid, I grew up watching the old monster movies on TV. Two of the guests I'm most excited about that nobody knows their names, but me. Well, go ahead.
Baker.
Rick Baker. But people know he's a master makeup artist. Mm-hmm. We've had him on and he's great, but people do know who Rick Baker is.
It's true.
But I had on Janet Ann Gallo. Now, Janet Ann Gallo was a little girl actress who was in Ghost of Frankenstein in 1940 something with Lon Chaney Jr. and Bela Lugosi.
Deep cut.
Yes, and I thought that to me was bigger than having Julia Roberts on.
I love it.
And we also then outdid that by having from the early 30s, he was in Son of Frankenstein, and this was Donnie Dunnigan, who played Basil Rathbone's son in Son of Frankenstein.
I love the education right now. I love it.
Yeah.
See, I like it. This is one of the things I love about your podcast is I'm like this obscure, super obscure shit. I'm like, damn, the knowledge. Another guy, I think that Patton, you would probably get along. I mean, I'm sure that you know Patton Oswalt, but he's very similar with the deep cuts and the knowledge from old school cinema and all that. I love it.
Yes. And it's like, and it's like, the people, and so many of the people, like just today, Jesus Christ, I'm forgetting his name now. And he was an Academy Award-winning director. And I even worked with him once.
It's the worst feeling I know, man. I know when it's on the tip of your fucking tongue. It
happens more and more.
Well, I'm 35 or 36. It happens to me all the time. So.
He directed Last Picture Show.
I'll look it up right now.
Yeah,
I'm looking it up. Let me see.
I can't believe I got a mental block in his name.
Picture Show director. Peter Bogdanovich.
Oh shit, I couldn't. Yeah,
I'm glad I could help out.
Bogdanovich died today, and we had him. We had him on the podcast.
Didn't he have? He had something to do with Sopranos, or did he just?
Yes,
play the
he
character?
played one of the psychiatrists.
Yeah, that's
on
right.
Sopranos.
Yeah,
and I worked on for about 2 weeks or so a movie that was the last of the Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor comedies that Peter Bogdanovich was directing. Wow. And then I get a call from my agent saying, they just fired Peter Bogdanovich. They're going to find a new director. They're going to scrape all previously shot footage, and we'll tell you what happens next. Well, what happened next? A lot of people didn't make it to the other cut. Me, one of them, and which I didn't mind at all, because the movie came out and it did so badly that there was a movie theater in LA that showed it once a day.
Oh.
Yeah. It wasn't worth keeping the lights on for them.
Oh, that hurts. That's not what you want to hear when you're when you're the producer.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fuck me. Oh, dude. I mean, I can only imagine, like, you know, that's honestly, I really encourage people, even if you're young and you're thinking like, I don't know, go and listen to Gilbert Gottfried's amazing Colossal podcast. Like, you're just going to pick up all sorts of little gems like that. I really, really enjoy listening, because I'm telling you, my girlfriend will tell you, like I said, I'm like 36, but I am the oldest 36-year-old on the planet. My favorite music is like Motown classic rock. I'm like not afraid to give a stern talking to a young man. Like, I'm just ready to go to slide into my seniority. Yes. So I love that shit. I love it. All right, before I get you out of here, we do two things. One of which is, obviously, I like to keep the show positive, keep the vibe up, especially in the times that we're living in. But it's also unhealthy to keep all that angst bottled up. You don't want to pretend everything's all right, only to explode at the wrong time on the wrong person.
Yes.
You got to get it out one way or another, and find a healthy manner in order to do that. So I like to give my guests a healthy platform to express what's pissing them off, so you can get it out of your system, kind of like an exorcism of negativity. This is a little segment we call Hater Hall of Fame.
I hate you guys.
I hate you. I don't even know you.
Okay, the thing I'm most pissed off about is having to do this show. I've done a lot of shows in my day, but talk about pure shit. I mean, this is one of those shows that every second of the interview, you're going, did I actually agree to this? Someone else must have agreed to this. And I just
called my manager. What the fuck? Tommy! What the fuck? Good answer. Good answer. Okay. One more thing, and what I'll do is I'll play the intro afterwards. We do a little something called Mental Reps Questionnaire. You know what? Fuck it. It's like 30 seconds long. Give the intro. You might like some of the clips in it. It's called Mental Reps Questionnaire.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
Why so serious?
What's in the box?
What does Marcellus Wallace look like?
What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
Answer the question, Claire.
Are you telling me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Is Darth Vader my father?
For real, B? I want answers.
Without a good question, a good answer has no place to go. It's time for the Mental Reps Questionnaire.
All right, brother. If you could meet anyone, current or historical, and spend the day picking their brain, who would it be?
Oh, geez, I hate these questions. Just another reason why I hate this show.
Cherry on top.
Did I mention how I think this show's a piece of shit? Because if I didn't, my memory's not as good as it used to be.
Yeah, another person would be insulted. I am so fucking happy right now. I'm honored, dude, to get shit from you. Oh my God. Check off the old bucket list.
Yeah.
Roast away, brother. All right. Are we done with that question? You don't have to answer it if you don't want to.
Yeah, I just don't know. Probably one of the old actors.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm committed now. I have to ask. There's only four more questions. They're going to be short. If you had a one round trip ticket in a time machine, when and where would you go?
See, now to me, the only way a time machine is to go into the future.
Okay.
And it's like I hate these people who say, Oh, the 1800s. That's when I would have loved to have
The burning of the Library of Alexandria. Yeah.
Yes. And it's like you go, well, you'd be there for 2 seconds and you'd go, where's my cell phone? What? They don't even know what a phone is now?
Yep.
Well, okay. Can you turn the lights on? Oh, we don't have electric lights.
Where's the shitter?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. I like it. So the future.
I guess I could go back in time and kill Hitler. Would be
poetic justice. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. All right, I like that. If you could, you're a music guy. You like music, right?
Oh, but when I always think of going into the future, whenever I have to go to a doctor or a dentist, I always think, like the most advanced medicine now in the future is going to look barbaric.
Yes.
And they're gonna look back on these times and say, "Wait a minute! They actually cut people open. What?
Or giving people cocaine for a runny nose,
Yeah,
like they did back
What's wrong with them?
Yeah. No, that's true. I like that. I like that answer. Good answer. If you could create a Woodstock type music festival featuring 5 musical acts from any era, who would they be?
Oh, well, you'd have to have the Beatles there. And, you know what? Supertramp.
Oh, from left field, Gilbert. Oh, shit, with the Supertramp.
Oh,
I love
what would
it.
you say if they were calling me a liberal?
Oh, my God. I love it. Okay,
Don't
Beatles,
you look at
Supertramp.
my girlfriend. She's the only one I got. Not
She's the
much
only
of a
one?
girlfriend. Never seems to get a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it. 3 more.
Oh, Gary Lewis and the Playboys.
Holy shit. Okay, I love it. 2 more.
Oh, okay. 2 more. Oh, geez. We could get BJ Thomas, who sang Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head.
Okay, dude, I love your picks so much. They're such deep cuts. I love it. Okay, you got Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. You got one more.
Oh shit. Let's see. Now I'm forgetting every group that I've lived.
Yeah. What is music? Damn it.
Oh Christ. Oh, the early Bee Gees.
Okay.
Before they got disco.
Before the chest hair was fully out and all that shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when they were singing like what was the one about the mining collapse? That
You might have
one
got me.
was, oh God, what was that one?
Bee Gees mining collapse. Let me
Yes,
see.
that was
collapse. Let's see what we
in
got.
the event
New
of
York mining
something
disaster.
happening to me. There is something I would like you all to see. It's just a photograph of someone that I knew. Have you seen my wife, Mr. Jones?
Is this it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. All right, I like that, man. Very nice. Very nice. How do you feel, man? You think that we covered everything? You feel good about it? Oh, I can't hear you. Oops, sorry. One more time. Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
What?
I couldn't hear you. I
Oh.
had you turned down for a second. You feel good about it? You feel good?
I wish I could turn you down for a second. Boy, think of how much more fun this interview would have been without you involved.
Bro, I feel like this is a warm blanket. I want to hug you across the screen. Oh, I love it, man. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming on. And I have a quote of the week. It's you never know what people will choose to be offended by. You know who said that?
Me.
Yeah,
I think. Yes.
yeah, that was you. And keep fighting the fine fight, brother. I cannot wait for our show again, January 25th at the Field Irish Pub and Eatery in Fort Lauderdale. Eventbrite, you can go get your tickets. Search for Shamrock Comedy Club or Gilbert Gottfried. And you're on Cameo, GilbertGottfried.com, at Real Gilbert's on all the social medias.
Also, yeah, I'm on Cameo. Cameo.com/Gilbert Gottfried.
I love
for
it.
a video shout out from me.
Okay. I love it, man. Hey, you're in the Mental Reps family now. You're welcome back anytime. And I can't wait to work with you, man. And I'll see you soon. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Hi, I'm comedian Gilbert Gottfried, and you're listening to Mental Rep with Brian Wright. Keep your head on a swivel. First, you got to get a swivel. And, they cost more now, and you got to make sure it's the right swivel. Because some you think you're getting a bargain, but you wind up paying less, and the swivel part of it doesn't work. So if you need to keep your head on the swivel, you actually have to pay a little extra.